Okay, we're gonna try this again. Round two. Okay, so this is gonna be your first challenge for July 1st. And if you can do this challenge today and focus on this challenge for the rest of the month, you will totally see growth within your team. So, okay, I'm sharing my screen and I'm currently on my personal profile page. So before you can kind of successfully do this challenge, you need to kind of update your personal profile. So there's a personal profile, a business page, and a Facebook group, okay? So your personal profile is your personal profile, okay? So on your personal profile, you want to make sure that your profile picture is like a nice looking picture, okay? Like a clear kind of headshot of you so people can see what you look like. Cover photo, whatever you want. Some people do like a nice vacation in the background or themselves like me. I should update that. Anyway, or their family, just something nice looking, not just like a random, I don't know. Okay, anyway, then down here in your intro, we talked about this in the November rank rally, but if you are posting on social and kind of following our social media, I don't know what the word is, standards, then you want to put stuff on your intro like this. So it'll say, like I say mompreneur mentor because that's something that I do, right? I mentor other moms who run their own businesses. So you guys. And then positivity promoter. When people think of Polly, they think of positivity because I'm always very positive. It's a gift. And then I parent girls, so I talk about my parenting moments with my children. And then praying mama, I have a war room, a prayer room closet, and I talk about that as well. And then the parrots, I don't talk about parrots ever. What I talk about, like I'll show a parrot thing. Maybe I'll be wearing a parrot shirt, or I have a coffee mug that has a parrot on it that my friend Hannah Banana got for me, or I have a parrot keychain. And so the parrot is kind of like my mascot quote. I'm using air quotes even though you can't see them. So when you're thinking of these things, so I only have like a few things. On my Instagram, I don't say all this. On my Instagram, I say work smarter, not harder, and then positivity promoter and praying mama of two. And then on my Instagram, it says join my community. So I'm going to take a screenshot of my Instagram profile because you want to be updated. You want to update your Instagram profile and you want to update your Facebook profile, the intro and about section. Now, and you want it to basically, when people come to your page, they know what you do, okay? But here's the trick. You don't want them to be like, oh, she's a color street stylist. Okay, so right now, you need to stop from this moment on, stop using the word color street. And if it is in any way on your profile, get rid of it. You don't want color street, the word color street on your name, because this is what happens. Someone goes to your Facebook profile and then they see the word color street, and then they'll either go Google it or kind of just write you off because like, oh, direct sales, okay. So instead of having color street or ever using the words color street, just say my company, or you can say things like these nail polish strips, but don't say the actual company name, okay? That's like kind of key to attraction marketing. So, all right, so first things first is you want to think of your 5 things, kind of make sure your profile looks good, okay? You want it to kind of look sharp. Now, okay, so then down here, what this here is your, okay, you can edit this and you can have up to 9 featured photos right here. But what you want to do is make a graphic that looks like this, something like this. It doesn't have to be the same style, but basically a picture of you. Hey, my name is whoever. And then what you do, and you are welcome to say a mompreneur mentor, because if you are growing your team, then you are mentoring mompreneurs, right? Or lady bosses, if you're not like moms, because my target market is typically moms with young kids. So, and we're going to talk about target audience later, but a lot of times your target audience is someone who's kind of in your same situation. You're just like 10 steps ahead of them. So, for example, I look at where I was 2 years ago. I'm trying to attract people who are in the situation I was 2 years ago. So, anyway, so you want to make a graphic like this, and then that way when people click on this, we'll see if it works. Yes, okay. So it says click here to join my communities. When people click on this link, it brings this up. And so these are my 2 communities. And I was actually going to edit this. In fact, I'm going to edit it right now. Okay, so this is my Facebook group. And then this is another group that I do, the Intentional Mompreneur. That it's a group that I allow other Color Street reps into that aren't on my team. Okay, and then I'll say behind the scenes. I'll just say that. Ooh, I don't know what that. 1 second. I need to figure out what that link is. So anyway, you guys can go in and do the same thing. Okay, so make a picture like that, and then go put your groups. So you want to put, oh yeah, no boss Q&A, totally forgot about that. Okay, anyway, you want to put your groups in, so they'll have to click see more. Okay, so you want to put your group links in the description of that photo, if that makes sense. So that way when people click this photo, they see, oh, these links, yeah, and then they'll want to come over. In fact, I'm actually going to, for now, take that off. And then I'd have to change the photo. Yeah, okay. I'll change the photo, whatever. Okay, so anyway, so kind of change. In fact, I'm going to screenshot this right now so I can so you guys can kind of see that. I'll post that in the group, okay? All right, so you're going to want to make a photo like this-ish, and then this is the caption, okay? That's the first part of the challenge to get done. Now, the reason why you want this done is because of the next part of the challenge. So the next part of the challenge is, and then update this as well. So have your group link. So this is my group link here. This is polygage.com, goes to my Color Street site. This is my Instagram, and then my communities. So everywhere you have your community, you want to be posting your group. You want to be driving people to your group, okay? And we're going to be talking more about your groups later. But your group, you know how we talked about in the last video on our Thursday Zoom meeting in May, which you can go back and check that video. But when we talked about that video, we talked about how your group shouldn't just be about nails, but offering value, and then you're the expert in something. And so doing challenges in your group is a really good thing, a really great way to grow your group. But essentially what we're going to be doing is something called foundation traffic. And what this is doing is it's an organic way to grow your group and build your business, where you can be prospecting and selling in your group, and providing value to a lot of people instead of it just being like sales all the time. So, oh look, this girl loves her nails. Okay, anyway. Okay, so let's talk about foundation traffic. So the first step to doing this thing called foundation traffic is going into other groups. So what I mean by that is your first step is find 3 to 5 groups on Facebook. Now, Facebook is really changing over to groups. So Facebook is promoting them. There are literally commercials on TV for Facebook groups. And Facebook groups are a big thing right now. So what you want to do is you want to find groups that have lots of people in them. Okay, so like over 1,000. I mean, like 20,000 is great too. There's a few really great groups. In fact, here, let me name some for you guys. One that's really good is the hashtag Made for More. That's Rachel Hollis's group. She's got like, I don't know, 50,000 people in it. There's another one called Boss Moms. There's another one called Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. There's one by Kat Sullivan. And then there is, I'm in like a lot of mom groups, right? Because I'm in the thick of it right now. So I'm in like stay-at-home mom groups. I'm in Christian mom groups. So I also am in like cooking groups. So I love cooking. And so you also want to think about passions you have or hobbies you have, things that you can like connect with people over. Like one thing I'm thinking of is Angie Campbell is like obsessed with reading books, like legitimately. And so she could probably find, a book group. So think about something that's like I love to crochet, but I just don't see myself really like prospecting in a crochet group. But like I love cooking, and lots of people love cooking, and so you can find a group like that. So basically, you can just go into the search bar up here and be like, let's see, I love to cook or something for groups. Here we go, 148. Okay, I love to cook. That's a page. Okay. So that's not working out. Okay, but I do love to cook. Or okay, cooking. Or what would be a good thing? Like dinner ideas and recipes, maybe. Okay, let's go to groups. Okay, toddler foodies. That's a good idea. So yeah, for example, this one has almost 2,000 people in it, okay, and I have a toddler, so I could like totally go into this. And before you go into it, what you want to do is kind of check out the rules. And so if they have like an about section or anything, you want to check that out. And then you can click join group. It'll usually ask you questions. This one didn't. So totally awesome, whatever. So then what you want to do is, oh man, I don't have a piece of paper to show you. Here, I'll open up an Excel real quick. No, I won't. I will go here instead. Okay, I'm going to show you what you want to do to keep track of this. So go into your drive, your drive, and load just a Google Sheets, okay? And the way it's going to go is you're going to put, okay, it's still loading. Okay, here you put post. Next one you do date. Next one you do 24 hours. Okay, so then what you're going to do is write down the name of the group you posted in. So okay, love it. Okay, and then the date that you posted it in. And then, oops. Okay, then 24 hours after you post the post, which we'll talk about in just a second, you'll look at the likes, comments, and shares. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more. Back to Facebook. So, you're going to find groups. Okay, so for example, I'm in this Christian mom, I think it's Christian Wives Moms, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so look, this group has 22,000 people in it. And so it's a really great, it's a great big group. Now, again, before you join groups, you need to make sure you read their rules and make sure you can get behind their rules, right? That you want to actually be in groups that you enjoy being in, because you're going to become a contributing member of the group, okay? So, okay, so let me just search for, I've done a couple posts in this group, and I'm going to show you. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is what a foundation traffic post looks like, okay? So here's the first one. Okay, so I wrote this long thing, and I posted this on my regular wall. This is the story about Millie almost getting hit by a car. Okay, so I basically retell the story, and then I talk about how it's a reminder to be more intentional in my life. And this was right before I changed the name of my group to Intentionally Polished. Okay, so this was kind of my coming out post about being intentional, right? And anyway, I got 156 likes or reactions and then 54 comments, okay? And this is in a group, not on my regular wall. So the thing is the people in this group are more going to connect with me, you know, because I'm Christian and a mom. So they, you know, like I connect in that space, right? So they're more my target audience. So I might have done that same post on my Facebook wall, but because, you know, it's not necessarily going to target, it's not going to, you know, like reach that many people. So like, here's another one. I posted a picture of my prayer room. Of course, this is going to be a big hit in like a Christian group. But I basically just told this story about how I moved into my house, and just kind of reached out and said, if anybody needs some prayers, let me know, because praying is kind of my thing or whatever. And so, I mean, 649 and then 117 comments, right? And I've had people who are on this team before they join tell me one of the reasons why they wanted to join with me was because they know that I love Jesus. So this is kind of, you know, when you're putting yourself out there in these groups, people are getting to know you. And so this isn't about Color Street. This is just about my prayer room, right? But 649 people responded to this, and then 117 people commented on it. And what this is doing is it's creating eye contact. So 649 people could potentially be looking at my profile. So I do a post like this, and then they'll go, oh, Polly Gage, who's this girl? Click. And then they will view my profile. And then they'll go, oh, hi, my name's Polly Gage. I'm a prayer mentor. Okay. Click here to join. Oh, okay. Okay. Click there. Bam. Suddenly they're like in my group. You see how that just happened? So, obviously that was just me walking through, but anyway, so let me go back to that group here. So that's kind of what foundation traffic is you write these posts that are either going to bring value to somebody, or they're going to uplift or be positive. So like here's another one. I shared the picture of me jumping in the pool with Millie the other day, because she's either getting hit by a car or jumping in the pool fully clothed. So I shared this, and 192 people connected with that, and I got 97 comments from that. And I mean, I got a lot of people commenting that on my regular profile too, because it's like, holy crap, Millie. But basically here, these are where there's going to be women, right, who are potentially thinking who you don't really know their stories, right? But there's got to be some, I mean, I'm certain out of 97 of these comments and 192 of these people that somebody is looking for something that they can do on the side, a side hustle, right? So basically what's happening is I'm doing posts in these groups, and then I'm just going to be showing up regularly. So not only will I do posts like these, a big post like this, but I'll also go in to the discussion feed, and I'll just scroll through and just see what I connect with, okay? So like, if I look at, I'll just go through and look at posts and read the things and see if there's something that I feel like I can connect with. Because here's the thing that I still want to be authentic. So when I'm going through these groups, like, look at this. This is awesome. She's slowly working on her war room, and this girl, I think, actually commented on my prayer room post. So of course I'm going to need to go back and comment on that, right? Like, that's amazing. I need to comment on that and connect that way. And so anyway, so what you do is you just go through the post and then just kind of see what you can see. Okay, so let's use another example. I think it's Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs. It's a great group. Look, there's 200,000 people in there. All of you joined that group. Okay, so this is a great one. But what's also really good at a lot of the entrepreneur groups on like Fridays, they'll be like Follow Friday, and you can go post your link to your group in that post. Now, here's another thing though that you should know. So a lot of groups, like with the entrepreneur, and even in that Christian mom one I just showed you, there's rules that like no posting in here and be like, come join my group. You can't go in and be promotional in any way. What you're doing is just providing value and creating contact. You want to try and almost become like, how you can go look at who's the top contributor. You kind of want to become that person. You kind of want to become a top contributor in the group, because then what happens is you stand out to other people, and you're creating eye contact. And this is one of the biggest ways that you can expand your network without talking to your friends or family. And the thing is it does take time, but if you just add it onto your power hour, I mean, if you can scroll a group for 10 minutes and just interact for 10 minutes and do that, pick 3 groups to be active in. If you can do 10 minutes per group, great. Or if you can do 1 group per day for 10 minutes or 30 minutes for all 3 groups. But basically, you'll just scroll the groups and you can reach out and post stuff. The other day, someone in here posted about, I'm looking for, a new work from home job opportunity, and then you can respond on those. But you just have to be kind of strategic about the way you comment. So like if you want to invite someone to join your group, then instead of posting a link, you can be like, say someone's struggling with being intentional with their families, they're feeling disconnected or something. Like there's a post like that where someone's like, I'm feeling disconnected with my family, or I'm really struggling with time management, right? I just did a time management challenge in my group. I can say, you know what, I really struggled with it too, and that's why I created this little course that you can go through. Or you can say, that's why I formed my community Intentionally Polished. You can say things like that. That's why I formed my community Intentionally Polished, and you can come learn about time management there if you'd like, but you can't like post links to your group, right? It's all got to happen through clicks, or maybe they'll PM you. Sorry, but this isn't a way for you to like go prospect people and reach out to like 20 people a day and just spam them with your opportunity. Okay, that's a good way to get kicked out of a group. So not to mention it's spammy. So okay, so basically what you want to do is find some groups. So again, really good ones are #MadeForMore, Boss Moms, Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs, Kat Sullivan, mom groups, Missy. I'm thinking there is like a Christian homeschool group and direct selling for homeschoolers. You can look up direct selling groups. So you kind of just have to look it up and see what you see. But this is kind of how you do foundation traffic, and it's going to be a great way to join your team. So I'll tell you, just from doing this, I have had like 4 people reach out to me, and 2 of them are getting ready to sign up. So, and I've only been doing this for like a couple weeks. So it's a great way to increase your the amount of people on your team. Oh, sorry, yawning. But so let me go back to this grid really quick. So when you do a post, okay, now it can be the same post that you post on your Facebook wall. It can be the same post you post in your group. You know, if you've got something worth sharing that's relatable, that your audience can relate to. So you got to think, who is your audience? Your audience is someone like you, just 10 steps behind where you're at, okay? Maybe it's 2 steps behind where you're at. As long as you're a little bit ahead of them, that's your audience, okay? So maybe you have a full-time job, but you needed a little something for yourself or to earn some extra money to help pay for whatever. You know, just think about who your target audience is, okay? So when you're writing your post, you want your post to be relatable and you want your post to be of value, or you want it to entertain and or be like informative or positive, okay? So when you do a post, write down the name of the group that you posted it in, because when you start joining groups, because I'm in like 20 of these groups, but I'm only going to be focusing on like 3 of them. So write down the name of the group you posted it in and then the date you posted it in. Now, you don't want to go back in. So when people start commenting on your post, don't go back in and comment on it right away. You want to actually wait 24 hours, because what this will do is if you go back in and comment right away, that kind of boosts your post, which is a good thing. But what you're looking for is you're actually wanting to narrow down what people want to hear from you, right? So you can see, this will help you see how many or what kind of content I would probably write in the content of the post. That way you know what you posted. But write down the name of the group you posted in, the date you posted, and then 24 hours later, go back in and write down like the likes and shares, comments that the post got, and just keep track of the content. And then this will help you really figure out, it'll help you figure out what your tribe wants to hear from you. And you'll be able to work with that and keep creating more content that's engaging like that. So I know people love my prayer room. Like I could post about my prayer room every day and get reactions about it. In fact, I probably should post about it more. But people love my prayer room. And I'm willing to bet that, when people connect with someone who is like them, like-minded like that, like I've said, I've had a couple people join who they've told me before, like they've joined because they've seen my war room and they've seen, my feelings about Jesus and that sort of thing. So anyway, okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anything on my notes. Okay, the other thing is, so say what happens is somebody from one of those groups friend requests you. What you want to do is after you've accepted their friend request, you want to go to their profile and comment on their photos. Like actually write a comment, don't just like it, because then what happens when you comment on their stuff, you start to appear in their newsfeed. So if someone friend requests you, definitely do that. Now, the other thing you can do after this 24 hours is over and you go back in and look at the likes and comments, you definitely want to comment back. And when you comment back, you want to ask a question and make it a conversation. So I'm trying to think, like one girl was saying that she really struggled with her 2-year-old, like jumping into pools too. So I ended up asking her a question and we wrote back and forth several times. And by the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, girl, we just need to be friends. I need to know you. And then I friend requested her and now she's commenting on lots of my stuff. Okay. So, and I know that she already is in a direct sales company from her Facebook profile, but you never know if somebody's like unhappy with their company or their upline and willing to make a switch. So this is the way to grow your team and way to increase your network slowly, but you don't have to pay for like advertisements, right? Okay, so I think that's all for now. Just remember when you're posting on your regular profile also that you do want to be posting like every 5th post or so be a post about nail polish, okay? And by nail polish I mean like a business blessings post, okay? And then and that's on your personal profile. So, and then what's the other thing I was gonna say? Okay, and then in your group, something that you can do for your group, and maybe I should just stop here and we'll talk about that later. Yeah, I think we will, because it's a good amount of information. So, and we're going on 30 minutes. So, anyway, I hope that was helpful. I will post this picture here in the comments, but basically make something like this, and then make something like this, and then update it. So when you click on it, you want to have these links there, and then basically find 3 to 5 groups, and you want to try and be active in 3 of them. Oh, and these are the stipulations for the groups also. You want to find these groups that people are actively talking to each other in, but the person who created the group, the admin, is not actively the only one posting in there, right? So you want it to be a group where the group members, where it's kind of an actual community where group members are talking to each other, the admin isn't the one posting. So like in my group, Intentionally Polished, I'm like the only one who posts, but then people post nail fees and stuff too, right? But we want it to be different. Like one time I had a girl post a picture of her dress and ask advice from the group, and I was like, sweet. So that's kind of the goal with your community, is getting it like that. But anyway, those are the kind of groups you want to find. You don't want to go to a group where basically one person who is the admin is the one posting, and then you just go and start posting, because that's kind of awkward. It's like you're taking over her group kind of thing. So you kind of got to feel it out, okay? All right, that's all I got. Let me know if you have any questions on this, but the challenge is to change your picture, update your links, and then find 3 to 5 groups, and then just work that in to your daily power hour of going into groups. I swear, if you make that thing your number 1 priority, your team will grow. I promise. Okay, that's all I got. Bye.